Are you struggling with boredom? So, when you stop drinking, you might have stopped and you're doing alcohol-free August, so we're day 24, which is fantastic. But when you stop drinking, you might suddenly find you're feeling a bit bored. And then we also have the belief that anyone who doesn't drink is boring anyway. So that then means that we have this preconception that we're going to be bored. And what we find is we feel a bit bored, especially 3-4 weeks in. And that's because we suddenly have all this time on our hands. We suddenly realise that alcohol had taken up a lot more mental capacity than we'd given it credit for. We thought that alcohol is literally, well, we're just drinking, and you think about it when you're drinking. But what you find is you're thinking about it all the time. You're constantly thinking about drinking, and we don't even realise it. So you might be thinking about, what am I going to drink? You might be going out tonight and thinking, what am I going to drink? Or what should I drink today? Or how many should I have? And you're constantly talking about it. But then in your mind, and then you sort of get to wherever the event is, and then you're thinking about what you're drinking then or beforehand to prep for it. And then you get there and you think, I'm going to power drink, and you start drinking, or I'm not going to power drink, I'm only going to have one. You're just constantly thinking about drinking. And actually that takes up a lot of mental space. So when you've had 3 weeks of not drinking, wow, your mind thinks you're bored. And it's because yeah, I agree, Linda, you don't have to go, just don't go, we can talk about that. But your mind thinks that you're bored because it's so used to you thinking about drinking. It's been in your life for however long. You might have been drinking for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But what I want to say is you're not bored. You're now just mindful that there's other things that you could potentially do. And actually what's happened is you've got all this time and space to do something completely different and to think about things differently. And for me, it's a rainy day here I'm in Oxfordshire. It's a really rainy day here in the UK, and I'm actually really looking forward. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a really lazy day, and you know, I do things like painting by numbers. I love jigsaws. This makes me, when I was drinking, if you told me this, I would have been like, you're so sad. What are you doing? But actually, I find these things really therapeutic. So a lazy day for me, especially when our daughters are grandparents at the moment. So it's just myself and my husband. We are having the most relaxed Saturday. It's fantastic. And am I bored? No, I'm not bored. I love it. I love the fact that, I'm not waking up on Saturday morning feeling hungover. I have the rest of the day to enjoy and do whatever I want. I can choose to have a lazy day, or I can choose to have a busy day. You can choose what you want to do, and you're not sat on the sofa wasting the day thinking, I shouldn't have had that drink yesterday. So if you are 24 days in, you're doing amazing. It's a huge achievement. So you need to be really proud of yourself and make sure you're celebrating. We talked about this right at the beginning. I think it was day 2, about really celebrating those milestones, thinking about what you've achieved, reflecting. We've done 3 weeks. I'm hoping you've still been journaling and writing down how you've been feeling and what you've experienced and what what positive things have happened in the day, which may be something you wouldn't have experienced by being alcohol, or wouldn't have thought you would have experienced by being alcohol free. So I would encourage you to look at things differently and not think, gosh, I'm bored, but think, what can I do with all this time in my hands? And we've also talked about in an earlier video, so feel free to go back, about self-care and having a list of things that you can go to. What are your favourite things to do? And on a rainy day, and Linda's saying it's rainy in Florida, which is fun. So I think, if it's rainy wherever you are, what are your indoor activities so you don't have to go out? Saying that, I also love running in the rain, but I'm a bit crazy. But if you wanted to do things indoors, have a list. If you haven't got that list, make that list today and and so you have that go-to. So you're not then thinking, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to have a drink. You think, oh, I'm bored, what can I do instead? And you have your list of things you can go to. And it can be as simple as just go and have a bath. Have a bath in the middle of the day. How decadent. You know, just sort of do whatever, but have your list of things that you're going to do anytime you feel that boredom is creeping in. And I promise you, you're not bored. It's just because you're not used to having so much time on your hands. So today, go and make that list of things that you can do when you potentially feel you'll be bored, but look at it really positively and think, I've got all this time on my hands. Now what? I can start to create something, and I can start to create a life that I really don't want to escape from, that I'm going to enjoy. And I'm going to find some different things to do. Maybe try painting by numbers. Try doing a puzzle, because a jigsaw, a puzzle, whatever you call them, because it's just a lot more therapeutic than you think it is. And put some music on, dance around the kitchen, just do some things that give you joy. And if you don't know what they are, then just experiment. Try lots of different things today. Okay, well, enjoy the rainy day wherever you are. And if you've got sunshine, I have to say, I'm missing Bali at the moment. If you have got sunshine, enjoy that as well. And for those in the UK, have a fab long weekend. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.